You are inside the game here on the National Soccer Network 286. Here on NSN, Nate Wangler and Ryan Glinsky getting back after it here today on Tuesday. We got some exciting news coming up for you guys. We got a packed show today, a lot to talk about, a lot to cover. Some U.S. men's national team stuff. I know Ryan's got some more things he wants to talk about when it comes to Arsenal. We'll talk about the World Cup in general, as well as the NBA playoffs and what's going on there. But coming up tomorrow on the show, we will have our second voice of the World Cup joining us. That'll be Tyler Terrans, who's a former voice of the Chicago Fire. Started off in the USL, and now he will be doing World Cup games here in 2026. A really cool story with him. Kind of set his sights on becoming a World Cup announcer, and he's doing exactly that here coming up in a short amount of time this summer. So that'll be really cool to get Tyler on the show. And obviously I think he's going to have a lot of great things to talk about, but it's one thing to set a goal. It's another thing to be able to capitalize on it. And I think he's done that. And clearly he has a pretty good perspective on what's going on.
Yeah. Afternoon to you too, Dave. I saw his video of him talking about his World Cup journey, and he obviously played soccer, and just sent him a DM on Instagram not too long ago, and he's like, yeah, I'm down. I'm in Barcelona right now. So I'm like, okay, enjoy your trip. Then talked to him this morning, and he said he's down. And I've heard his voice time and time again, especially doing the USL Championship games. I think he did the DCFC Chicago game, actually in the US Open Cup as well. So I've heard his voice time and time again, does a really good job, and excited to have our second World Cup commentator. I guess you could maybe say third, because Alexi Lalas obviously would be an analyst. So our third broadcasting World Cup broadcaster, I guess, would be the correct way to say it. I think. Yes, correct. But yeah, played at Hobart College and obviously broke into broadcasting and has gotten to where he is now. So really exciting conversation coming up there with Tyler. But we can get right into it, Ryan, if you want to. You see the bottom of the screen?
Oh man. Okay. All right. So let's talk about it, right? Because I know I was giving you a hard time. All right, and
you're just a hater.
I did go to the concert, and he was very good. He's a very good singer, very good dancer, very good performer. I said all these things, by the way, before I even walked in the building. I'm like, this guy knows how to perform. He knows how to perform, and that's why I'm excited to be here because, first of all, if you can sell out Ford Field, you can sell out Ford Field. You know what I mean? Like, why go to LCA or any other smaller twice consecutive days, right? So I understand. He is a great performer. He's also got range. Okay. We were talking about that too. My man can do a lot of different things really well and a really good voice to go with all that. I'm just saying, okay, some of his old music, I swear, I just go back and listen to it, right? Remove the lyrics, just listen to the instrumental. Like we were talking about earlier, like, don't believe me, just watch, like, listen to that song, take the lyrics out of it. And then picture yourself watching, like on a Sunday, you're watching an NFL game, and this is like commercial number 2. And now picture it being a Macy's commercial. And like people are like modeling jeans, and it's like buy one, get one. And you're like, yeah, that's what it is. It's not Walmart music. It's advertisement music. It's, come on down.
So you're saying that because it spent 14 consecutive weeks at number 1, was number 1 in the UK for 7 weeks. It was in 19 countries as top the charts. That's Walmart music. So really good. So really good music is Walmart music, or are you just hating because you just want to be different?
No, I didn't say Walmart
sometimes
music.
It's like maybe I just want to be different from everyone else and just disagree. I know a lot of people that just do that, and I've done it a couple times. Just want to be different, so let's just disagree.
No, you do that all the time. You do that every show. Yeah, okay, all right. But no, what I will say is no. It's just some of those
LeBron got swept, Fabian. LeBron got swept.
He did. Yeah, he's out of there. He's out of there. But no, I just think maybe some of the older songs are overplayed. However, they are stuck in your head, and you can't go to a Bruno Mars concert without knowing every single song. And some of the new stuff I didn't know, but some of the old stuff I definitely did. So, I mean, if there was a part of the concert where I was like, this is actually pretty cool, that was it. You know,
So
when everyone's
did
jumping
Green
around
Day
and
ever
stuff.
play at the Super Bowl, not as a side piece?
That I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm not entirely certain.
Let's see.
Mm,
Are you talking about the Jelly Roll song for the World Cup? No, which you guys certainly liked that video. You guys certainly liked the Shakira video, how she saved us. Because, hey, by the way, I love that I'm pushing the Jelly Roll sucks agenda. That's so awesome. I hate Jelly Roll. He is god awful at music. He is so bad. He's now. If you want to talk Walmart, you could talk about Jelly Roll being Walmart music. He sounds, and the fact that he came to Detroit to do the grand opening of Michigan Central, that was one of the dumbest decisions we've ever made in this state. Like, that is Ohio level horrible decision. That's horrible. You're telling me of all the great musical geniuses we've ever produced in this state, let's just do this. Let's just call up Jelly Roll to
well,
sing
and also
Bob
like
Seger songs. Jelly
like
Roll?
and also like
We might as well put
that
80-year-old Bob
that's
Seger up there.
but like that's what we're gonna pick as our representative from the U.S. I mean, like I mean, you mentioned it, right? Like the guy taking Ozempic, the guy taking pills to lose
James
weight.
Harden's
and,
going to
like,
be a face for Ozempic in like 10 years when he stops playing. Oh my God, is he fat?
oh, I'm sure he is. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he is. But no, like really, like that's it. Like there's no like, it reeks of a lack of creativity. That's what it reeks of. And again,
that's
like
what the World Cup songs are always about. It's always
Well,
about the creativity. It's
that's-
supposed to unite nations together, and we
That's-
just have Jelly Roll saying, I
never
got no
felt like this
faith.
before. Yeah, exactly.
No, it's
Like,
stupid. A
it's
couple
the-
comments
it's the-
coming in. Fabian,
US.
only player in history to get swept in three decades. Wow, what a record! That's true. He's not wrong. If we're gonna do this whole longevity thing, he did get swept in 3 decades. You are correct, Fabian.
Played in the playoffs in 3 decades. That's funny. That's a good one, Fabian. Thank you.
Dave,
that's
shocking. I would never disagree with anyone for no reason. Honest, for sure, Dave. For sure. Fabian also says, "Tell Nate I say hi."
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Make sure to hit that
Doing
like
all right?
button, everyone. If you guys are in the YouTube chat, would highly appreciate all that. And hopefully one day we could get Nate to actually listen to some good music and actually like greatness. So he doesn't like a lot of greatness, guys, because he likes LeBron. And last time I checked, he's like what 4-10,
I like Queen.
4-6, 4-7.
You don't like Queen. I like Queen. You don't even you don't even respect
Queen without the
You're like,
movie
"Hey,
is not special. No
oh
one would
my
like Queen if they didn't have the
Lord.
movie.
Oh, Dave, come on, man. You're in the UK. You got to help me out here, man. All right, I can't.
Dave,
can't
can I
do
also
this.
say I don't
can't
like the
do this
Beatles
with
because I
Ryan
really
right
don't
now.
like the Beatles.
Oh my God! All
I
right,
would
let's get
much
into the
rather
soccer.
listen to
Let's
the
get into
Rolling
the-
Stones and the Beatles. 100%.
You're probably over here listening to like I don't know, I don't know, some musical artist from 50 years ago, and you're like, this guy
The
right here.
Temptations are the greatest band of all time.
Yeah, I'm sure my grandmother would agree with you, but
And
you know
she's
we got to
probably-
move on,
she probably
Ryan.
knows ball.
You know,
Which but the Bruno Mars concert was very Motown-esque. But yeah, no, I really don't like the Beatles. Like I've highly disliked them when I was in like elementary school because there was it was math class because my teacher constantly played the Beatles and like within like a week I go, this is the band everyone thinks is the greatest band of all time. And then he's like, it's so good, Ryan. I'm like, dude, this is horrible. The only song I'll give you credit for is Hey Jude because that used to be the Olivier Giroud chant when he was playing for Arsenal. That's really about it. Let's see.
the Beatles are great
oh,
storytellers, though.
Fabian's a
Like,
big rock
that's-
and roll guy. Well, I can
That's
tell.
that. The reason why people love the Beatles is because they were great storytellers. Like Bruno was a good storyteller too. That's why I think a lot of his music is really good, at least like in some of his new stuff. But it's why the Beatles are good. It's why Queen's good. But talk about range, yeah.
Fabian's a big Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and Aerosmith. Aerosmith guy. I mean, he's a boxing guy. He's probably gonna listen to stuff like that. Which, by the way, we'll probably take a break after these comments and then get into the real stuff. We're just having fun right now. You know how happy I was when I found out James Franklin was the Virginia Tech head coach? That was like one of the best days ever, because you know what that means? Virginia Tech every single year is going to win 9 to 10 games. They're not going to win anything, but I just need them to be relevant. I don't care if they lose their night game at Lane Stadium. I don't care for that. I just need to see the greatest college football entrance of all time at night on national television one time a year. I don't care what they do in the game. I do not care what they do. I don't care if they get blown out like they did against Notre Dame by like 30 points a couple years ago. I just need them on national television one time a year for the night game, and then ESPN airs it. That's all I need. That's all I need. Let's see. It's true. The movie helps. Though, what movie? I'm talking about the Queen movie. I think it's called Bohemian Rhapsody. I think that's the name of the movie. Ooh, Fabian, also a big Frank Sinatra guy. My grandfather would agree with you. He loved Frank Sinatra. I dislike LeBron like I dislike Mbappe. Ooh, Fabian, that's harsh words there, my man.
Some words.
Even though you think France is going to win the World Cup, I mean, if we're basing Mbappe off LeBron, he'll probably make the World Cup final and probably lose. So he'll probably be 1-2 in World Cup finals after he loses to Spain. I don't even know if they can match up with each other, but Spain.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
You want to get to a break?
Let's see here real quick. Watch the biggest shakeup of all time with Real Madrid. Tchouaméni is going to Juventus. That's what I said. Once you get Jose Mourinho in there, and he goes in there, and he just becomes a hard ass, and he just sells everyone. I think that's the best move that club could absolutely make. I think you've got to get rid of absolutely everyone that you can. You got to do what PSG did. Get rid of, what was it? Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe. Get rid of them all.
Yeah.
And then sign
100%. Yep, and get Ryan in there. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get into the Cardoso conversation and everything else we got going on here on this episode. First, FC Bayern Summer Soccer Camps are a proud sponsor of the National Soccer Network, fostering football excellence across North America. Open to boys and girls of all skill levels, FC Bayern Camps deliver elite training inspired by FC Bayern Munich's world-class philosophy. Select your city and start a promising soccer path. Right now, save $30 on registration by using promo code BayernNSN30. Again, that's BayernNSN30, or scan the QR code on your screen. Learn more at FCBayernYouth.com.
So the dream behind Irene's was simply to be a place where the community could come and gather. This is my hometown, we're raising our family here, and we just want to be a space where people can come together as a community and share a great meal. We've got golf simulators, we got pinball, live music, trivia nights, but we also have fresh, always homemade, locally sourced food, and we serve it with a sense of Gemütlichkeit. This is a German word that conveys a sense of warmth and coziness and belonging. We're excited to show off how we're growing and that this is the place to be.
And welcome back in to Inside the Game 286 here on the National Soccer Network. Nate Wangler and Ryan Glinsky getting into topic number one here in hour number
one
today. What's up?
Flash Gordon as a kid?
No.
Oh, gotcha. Because Dave says someone needs to do the Flash and get a band to do the Flash and Highlander theme song. The only reason I know about Flash Gordon is because of the Ted movies.
I mean that might be a little bit before my generation, I imagine. Maybe not. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how old Dave is. I guess that would be the more important question here. 80s, yeah. So I did not grow up in the 80s, Ryan Glinsky. But I mean, I did watch Popeye. I will say that because I mean, like,
Popeye.
I loved because Grandma had it on. I don't know why Popeye was on at Grandma's house. Popeye, Homeward Bound, and Stuart Little. She also had that on DVD. So that was like I watched those three on repeat. But that's why I liked eating spinach, like just handfuls of like spinach when I was younger. So that's why I grew up to be so big and strong, Ryan Glinsky, because I just would eat handfuls of spinach when I was young. So eat your grains. Eat your grains. Anyways, well, that's what made Popeye big and strong. So, of course, I have to do it, too. But anyways, let's get into topic number one at long last here in hour number one. Johnny Cardoso officially will miss the World Cup. We talked about yesterday some of the injury concerns when it comes to the U.S. men's national team. Obviously, Tanner Tessman is out. Johnny Cardoso is now out. Christian Pulisic pulled out of a game. Precautionary measures when it comes to his glute. But Ryan, I know we've talked about the different positions on the field. You claim that obviously that the midfield is our strongest position. So you don't think Cardoso being out really makes an impact at the end of the day?
No, not at all. Sorry, I had to read this comment. I think this is hilarious. My students to mess with me brought Barcelona shirts yesterday. Needless to say, I took a pee on it and burned the shirt.
Oh, jeez.
That's great. Oh, Queen did the Flash and Highlander soundtracks. Oh, I got you, Dave. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know.
That? Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Ball like that.
Yeah.
I
just know. I know their hits and their non-hits in the stories. But anyways.
Anyway, no, I don't personally think Cardoso really hurts us because he doesn't do anything for us. Like Gio Reyna, we can crap on all day. Like he scored 1 goal this year. He's I don't know, a sideshow, whatever you want to call it. But he at least kind of shows up for the U.S. men's national team. Like I remember our back in what was it, November or October, the three of us were on the show. John was still on the show at the time, and we argued for at least an hour and a half, like at 45 minutes about if Gio Reyna should be on the roster or not. And then as that game goes on the next day, which was Saturday, I'm doing a game with John in the UPSL or something, which that might have ultimately been the game that got canceled because of field width. And I start dying laughing, and he's like, "Why are you laughing?" I go, "Gio Reyna just scored," and he's like, "Are you serious?" Because after what just happened, and I think
yeah,
and I think that Reyna, as much as he doesn't, the whole 2022 World Cup debacle and what was going on with his injury history and, he was his next great thing that we thought, and obviously he flamed out a little bit, but he still shows up for us. He still delivers. He still creates an impact out there. Cardoso, when it seems to come to the men's national team, again, he might be set up poorly. Pochettino and Berhalter may have set him up poorly. I've always kind of feels like there's sometimes a player that is always kind of given the short end of the stick a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes in all sports, not just soccer. And maybe he's that kind of like that person to get the short end of the stick. Cardoso is when it comes to the men's national team. But I look around the men's national team. He's not starting over McKennie or Adams. If both, again, I'm fully fit players. Obviously, there's still a couple games to go before we get even to the World Cup, and obviously some tune-up games. Fully fit McKennie and Adams would start over him. You've got to throw in Tanner Tessman over him. To be honest with you, Christian Roldan, the Pochettino and the U.S. Soccer Federation absolutely loves this guy. But I really think when it comes to this USA team, even Yunus Musa, could be a player you could throw in there. I know he hasn't featured with the men's national team in a while, but I really don't believe that just because we don't have Cardoso is going to hurt us really at all, because I don't even think he would make the roster, and I don't even think he would play for us. So, yeah, no, it doesn't really hurt at all to me personally. I know he megged like Zubamendi or something, and everyone was freaking out about that, but like, to be honest with you, he did play well against us the first time, but second time around he didn't really do anything. But I don't think he would. I don't think he would make an impact on this roster at all.
Is there really an individual player on the U.S. men's national team we can even sit here and claim would completely change the trajectory of this team?
I would say Pulisic's probably the only one.
Maybe
if we get good Pulisic, if we don't get bitch boy Pulisic.
Yeah, that is the long and short of it. And it's funny because I'll do these videos on certain players in U.S. men's national team and updates on guys. And I remember I got one comment, one specific comment, and this one cut deeper than any of the other, you suck, you're not going to get out of the group, Americans are fat and lazy. Like, all that stuff is like, whatever.
What?
That's like water under the bridge. You know what I mean? Like, people just sounding off about us. All that stuff. But the one comment that still sits with me, and normally they don't, but this one does, is one guy really going to make a difference? Like, if Cardoso was there, would we all of a sudden be that much better? No. And in the same way, you can't claim that we'd be that much worse if he's not there. There's no one size fits all or one player that's going to absolutely change the trajectory of what this team is. However, I'll say this. The definition of ignorance is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It's continuing to go back to the well and being surprised when, oh, crap, like the same thing happened. Well, yeah, no doubt the same thing happened. You knew the same thing was going to happen. Like, you've been through this drill over and over again. And the definition of ignorance in my mind is continuing to play Christian Roldan. That is the definition of ignorance for the U.S. men's national team. Outside of Tim Ream, right? Like, those two guys have been lost, exposed, embarrassed on the world stage in any of these international fixtures. He might be playing really well in the MLS. And again, we can say the same thing about Sebastian Berhalter, but the truth is I don't care what he does in the MLS. When we're talking about the World Cup, we're talking about
good TikToks.
The biggest tournament in the U.S. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, him, yeah. TikTok dances. That's what the kids love now. But no, I mean, that's the part that's frustrating to me. Much less, I'm not, if we had Cardoso, well, we go win a World Cup? No, I'm not saying that. But if we did have him, maybe we can get away from this infatuation with someone like Christian Roldan, because I don't see the appeal in what he provides for this team. I think he's flat. I think he's slow. I think he's been caught out of position several times. Obviously, the MLS we talk about is not a strong defensive league. Again, all these highlights that we post, I feel like there's at least one defensive lapse in some of these highlights. Roldan is just, it's not a key cog in the machine. So that's where the concern in my mind comes in, is like, now Cardoso's obviously, he's just not a part of the equation. So you're going to get Christian Roldan. You know that he's going to be out there. You're going to get Tim Ream. And it almost has the sense of, and maybe you feel the same way, Ryan, maybe not, but like, the crash that you see coming, but you're helpless to stop it. Like, how this story goes, and you can't influence the outcome. You're just going to sit back and watch it go the way that it is. And I feel like Roldan is going to get ragdolled in the World Cup. Let's just put it that way. And I don't like keying in on specific players. It's not, I don't get my fix by bashing on specific players, unless, of course, it is like James Harden, because he makes way too much money anyways. But Christian Roldan is just, he doesn't do it for me. That's where my concern is. Is Johnny Cardoso this all-world player because he nutmegged the guy? No, sick highlight. I love it. I mean, it's a great video. But does he completely change the trajectory? No. But would I rather have him out there over Christian Roldan? 99.9999999% of the time, yes.
It's a lot of nines.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a few. That's for sure.
Yeah, I hope JJ McCarthy was listening to that. All those nines out there.
Come on, nine.
Yeah, no, I think when I just searched up a list, and from ESPN about central midfielders in depth. They have Cardoso actually over Roldan and Berhalter. But looking at the roster, I don't think Cardoso, even if he was healthy, I don't think he would get picked. I really don't. And Roldan's been doing all the marketing.
Do you think that's right? Do you think like he deserves more of an opportunity?
I do, but he doesn't do anything with it. He doesn't do he's just there. Doesn't make an impact.
Do you think it's because of the system that Pochettino's putting out there?
Potentially. But I also feel like he thrives in a spot at Atleti, because Atletico is so defensive and they're so behind the ball. There's like 10 guys behind the ball every single time, which is everyone that's an outfield player behind the ball every single time. And I think because I mean, first off, Roldan's on the roster because he's the one that's been doing all the marketing recently for the U.S. World Cup. I don't know if you've been realized that, but Roldan's been the guy that's been doing all the marketing. So Roldan would 100% play. I would agree with you. I think Roldan would probably get ran circles around. But if he gets put in if the right system's in place, which is 3 at the back and 2 wing backs, he probably won't. That probably hides our players like Roldan and Tim Ream, who would be out in the field. And the reason I say Cardoso wouldn't hurt us because I don't really see him sniffing the field, to be completely honest with you, Nate, because if Adams and McKennie are fully healthy, those two don't come off the field.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I mean, you're right. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
The first guy that comes off the bench from a midfielder perspective is most likely Tessman, which, by the way, I got yelled at for back in the show back in the fall, and all of a sudden he's going to be a big part. Anyway, and then they would probably bring on Roldan before him anyway, just based on what I've watched regarding the U.S. men's national team, what I have seen in all their substitutions and all that. From what I have seen, that's what would happen. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's what I would do. But I don't think Cardoso would matter on this team if he was on it or not. Would I feel a lot better knowing that we would have a La Liga player out there instead of an MLS player? Sure. If we're looking at it on paper, sure, it'd make me feel a little bit better. But Cardoso, like you mentioned, will not make an impact on this team, or won't change the trajectory of this team. I should rephrase that. But if there's one player, to answer whoever comment that was and what you brought up, to answer it, the only person that would truly change, I think, the trajectory of this team is, I think you could throw in 3 players. I think you could throw in McKennie. Adams, too, I think you could throw in there. And I think you could put in Pulisic, and I think you could put in Balogun, because I don't think there's a striker on this roster that truly changes, that I really like, to be honest with you, Nate. I don't like any of the strikers outside of Balogun. We could talk about it. He's dominated in the French league, and the French league's not this. French league, which, by the way, if you do research on the French league, there is not a single club outside of PSG that is truly making any sort of profit on anything, just so people are aware of that. They're like, the teams are like virtually going broke outside of PSG. Oil money, what can I say? But Balogun, Pulisic, I think McKennie and Adams, and probably Chris Richards, I think would make the biggest impact. Not saying if we didn't have those guys, and if we have those guys, it's gonna change us winning a World Cup, making a World Cup run. None of that at all. But I think if you can have those guys, I think we can certainly make a little bit of a run into the World Cup, whether that's, again, quarterfinals is the ceiling of this team. And I really don't see a way we get grouped. I really don't see it, because even if we finish 3rd in the group, damn straight we're going to get the benefit of the doubt. We're going to get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to everything else. Just saying.
Yep. You know how the game's played. No, in terms, if we're ranking impact, I mean, it's further down the list. We're picking at straws a little bit, right? But this is what we do. This is our job. But the truth is that I still think he's a good player. He's just not fitting well into the system. To your point, some players do really well at club and they don't do well with country. We have covered that a lot of different times, and clearly that's where Cardoso is. It's just, again, you just see the way he plays on Atleti, and you just, you kind of assume like, hey, he'll probably be able to do that with us. But it's fair to say that, no, not the most impactful player.
Yeah, no, and I find it funny where it's like, well, if they're all dominating with their club team, why don't they do it with our team? Well, I don't think that, again, I will always go back to the point why we struggle is we don't have which I did find out before the 94 World Cup, the U.S. Soccer actually tried to do this. I think it was like the NPL or whatever soccer league that was here in America, not named the MLS. Like, they actually took all the best American soccer players and put them purposely on one team so they could all train together, get familiar with each other for the World Cup. However, like, some of the key players didn't want to move teams at all or like be traded or something because their teams were actually good. We don't have a team like that in America. We don't have an American soccer team where like 5 or 6 pieces are all on the same team. Yeah. Like I've talked about it all the time with Germany. Germany was so good because every single player played for Bayern Munich. Like, if you go look at that 2014 roster, probably 7 7 or 8 of the starters were probably Bayern players. Off the top of my head, Neuer, Lahm, Mueller, Tony Kroos, and that's all I can go off top. And that's the only ones I can go off the top of my head. But that's what they have. And then you go to Spain, it was all 2010. You go to Spain, it was all Real Madrid and Barcelona. That's all they all played for. They only played for those two teams. So they played against each other time and time again. They played with each other time and time again. We go to 2018. We go to France. They're all pretty much in the same kind of ballpark. Argentina, I guess you could say, a little bit of an outlier. You go to 2006, Italy. They all played in, Serie A or like Inter Milan, AC Milan, one of those two teams. So they've all kind of played with each other. However, in America, if you're able to go pro, you ain't playing it here. Like if you're able to make a name for yourself, you're going to Europe and you're playing virtually by yourself as an American. So again, that's our biggest thing. Team USA needs to do a Miracle on Ice 80 and get Kurt Russell as the head coach. Yeah, because that'll go. Hey, they already got what's his face, Eruzione, to be in the one commercial. What commercial was it? The
hype commercial.
Yeah, they got when we beat Brazil. Obviously,
I'll say this. We the reason why we were able to win. I don't not say the reason why, but the style that was born of USA hockey after that 1984 gold medal was that of we're gonna go out there and we're gonna beat the hell out of you. I mean, that is quite literally, that was the American and Canadian way for the longest time. Now, obviously, it's more European, it's fast paced, but like, can't do that in footy, guys. We can't go out and beat the hell out of everybody. We gotta be a little bit more technically sound. Yeah, exactly. So, man, who knows? But let's take a break here on the network. When we come back, 5 World Cup. Can we say that? That's coming up next on Inside the Game.
Experience the thrill of the game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind.
Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics,
Letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail.
whether it's a championship win or a legendary play.
NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate.
Call 586-304-4405
And start watching today.
Inside the Game continues here on the National Soccer Network. I'm Ryan Glinsky. He's Nate Wangler. Let's get into topic number 2 here on the show today. You didn't even catch that one, man. I thought that was funny. Sorry. Anyways, moving on.
Sorry, I kind of heard something, and you said I am. I
said I was
assuming-
Ryan. You were Nate. You know,
Oh, okay. I thought you said like it sounded like you said I am really weird. So I thought you're doing a Ron Burgundy little thing.
Oh, a Ron Burgundy bit. That would be nice.
Yeah,
Let's do a
I
theme
heard
show.
I am really questionable, so I thought, oh, he's probably doing a Ron Burgundy thing. Yeah, no, I had to put the Can We Say That World Cup storyline thing on, so I wasn't
All
really
right.
paying
Well,
attention.
can
My
we?
bad.
That's the question, though. Can we say that? What can't we say? I'm curious.
So I got 5 storylines here for the World Cup, and
All right.
obviously, it's kind of prediction based, but got kind of basing off a couple things here. I got 5. One of them is USA soccer related, but for the most part, a lot of it is European soccer based. But number 1, can we say that? Can we say that Cristiano Ronaldo won't start for Portugal this World Cup and then throw a fit?
Yeah, I think we can say that. Listen, I know that it's so easy to cut up certain clips and string them all together to make a certain player look a certain way. I mean, it is really easy, but I have seen some stuff emerging, and admittedly, I don't watch him play all the time. I don't really watch the Saudi League. I don't really care to. But I've seen some stuff coming out about Ronaldo and the way he's playing and the way he's performing at his advanced age. My man looks lost out there, and lost in the Saudi League of all places. You know, so you know. Will they not start him? I don't know. I don't think they ever wouldn't. I think if Ronaldo is there, they're going to start him. However, is it realistic to say that he's not starter material right now? Yes, it is. We can say that. Absolutely, we can.
Fabian's gonna have his Fabian. We'll get to your can we say that here. Here after, because he's put it in the comments a couple times. He's got a take out there. He's gonna put money on it, I guess. Yeah, no, I think we could say that Ronaldo will probably throw a fit. He probably won't start because if you look at the attacking options, you can go with Pedro Neto of Chelsea, who I'm not a big fan of, but he's better than Ronaldo as is right now. Goncalo Ramos of PSG. I know he's not their starter, but he's better than Ronaldo. I look at Rafael Leao at AC Milan. I know he hasn't had this crazy, earth-shattering season, but those are all players that would, and honestly, I would take João Felix over Ronaldo. So I definitely don't see him starting. I definitely don't see it going well. I see him crying at some point like he did in 2022 where he walked off the field or he walked down the tunnel without shaking hands. I totally see it happening. So I think both are definitely going to happen.
I will say, I mean, he has 26 goals in 28 matches. So it's not like he's a bum in the Saudi League, but I mean, the guy
is Saudi League.
He looks slow, man. He just looks slow and like he's tripping over his own feet. He just doesn't look like Ronaldo. If Ronaldo doesn't look like Ronaldo right now. But anyways.
So obviously we think this is most likely. God, Fabi, why did you put that much money on that? Obviously we think most likely this will be the last World Cup for Messi and Ronaldo, yet we said that last time. Can we say that this will be the passing of the torch to the Erling Haaland, Lamine Yamal era? Because we will finally see Haaland at a World Cup with Norway, and obviously with the expanded field. Cater Santan says, hey, man, what is the country? We are United States? I don't know what country you're talking about, but we are the United States, America. We're from America, from Michigan, too.
Yes, sir.
America.
This one.
I'm here. He's like here.
Yep.
Somewhere.
No, that's way too far over. I ain't on the coast. I'm like more there.
My bad.
Yeah, but anyways, no,
obviously
okay.
with the expanded field, Haaland will be out he'll be in every single tournament with Norway, and Lamine Yamal has already made his presence at the last Euros. This will be his first World Cup. But can we say this will be the passing of the torch to the new era of Erling Haaland and Lamine Yamal? And then once Pep leaves, Erling Haaland goes to Real Madrid.
Yeah, it is, because in 4 years, those dudes are still going to be superstars in our game. And I think some of the old guard is going to not be in the picture anymore, whether that be Messi or Ronaldo or that old group, that old crop. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the passing of the torch. I firmly believe that, just the fact that Haaland was able to get Norway to the World Cup for the first time in 28 years shows that, he's the man. And so this next crop, this next generation, and I think it's this World Cup is really going to show us what the next couple of World Cup cycles are going to look like in terms of the storylines of this new crop of players and who really emerges from all that. So yeah, we can say that 100%.
Yeah, it really feels like that, the last World Cup and this World Cup will be the ending of my soccer childhood with all the players kind of ending. Sergio Ramos is done. All the OG Spaniards, Xavi and Iniesta, they've been long gone. Neymar's Neymar's already done. Luka Modric will be gone. Harry Kane might be gone. Like my whole child, obviously Ronaldo and Messi. That's another discussion. Even Gareth Bale for Wales when they tied up, they drew against us in the World Cup. So it definitely feels like my childhood soccer players are all done. It's all retired. It's almost like all the NFL quarterbacks are retiring as well that I grew up watching. So that's all done. And then Memo Ochoa, that's another good one that I grew up watching. He's in his 6th World Cup. But I look at Haaland, I look at Yamal. Look, it's not easy to get Norway into a World Cup, and especially Ødegaard and Haaland have done a really good job. And if Haaland, I still think Pep Guardiola is going to leave Man City this year. Just saying. And I do have a bold take. Maybe we'll probably save it for another day. So I got a bold take about Arsenal in the near future. But I think Haaland is probably going to be out at Man City. I think I could see him going to Real Madrid. And then you kind of have that Real Madrid, Barcelona kind of James is another one, Fabian, like you mentioned. More on that later. I definitely could see it. And Jamal's already made an impact. He's 18, Haaland's 25, so they definitely got at least 2-3 more World Cups in amount of minimum. So the third one, this is the U.S. soccer-related one. Can we say that the host nations, Mexico, Canada, the U.S., won't get past the round of 16?
These are not controversial in my mind. None of these are really all that controversial. Yes, absolutely. I mean, listen, Mexico soccer has not been what they used to be when they were making consecutive runs to the round of 16. Once upon a time, like pre-2000s, Mexico was always in the conversation. Now they're not. I mean, Mexico is just as irrelevant in the whole world conversation as the United States is. That's why that rivalry means so much, because if there's going to be one team that is even remotely relevant that we're
like
going
Wisconsin
to beat,
versus Minnesota in football.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like or like North Carolina, NC State. You know what I mean? Like they hate each other. Like you're going to get a brouhaha at the end of the game, and no feelings lost in that matchup. But then again, North Carolina, NC State aren't going to win a national championship in football, right? So this is it's like one of those things. So I don't think Mexico's in the fight. The fact that Ochoa is back, the the ghost of Ochoa. I mean, this
he
dude
just spawns in every World Cup.
He's a legend. He is a legend, and like they love him in Mexico. So I just like the fact that he gets to play because he's just people adore the guy. But no, I don't think they're getting past the round of 16. Canada, in the
Alphonso
the
Davies
angry,
might miss the World Cup.
The angry Michigander that's coaching them. I think they might get a win or two, but no, not past the round of 16. And listen, for the U.S. men's national team, listen, I kind of like hating, Ryan, because if I hate and then they do well, then I like being wrong. Okay, but if I'm excited or positive and then they do wrong, now I just look dumb. Now I got to come on here and explain myself and be like, well, why was I being a propagandist the whole time? Getting to, fine, maybe. Getting past, no. No.
Fabian puts Michigan, Ohio State. He's just trying to rage bait. No, that one actually means something. All right, those teams are actually good. I would probably agree with this because I mean it kind of depends on what the U.S. does in the group. Because I've said time and time again, they have an easy path to the quarterfinals if they win the group. Do I really think they win the group with Turkey in it? Not really. I think they'll finish second. I think round of 16 like it is normally. Which, by the way, we've only won one knockout game since World War II in the World Cup, which is just sad stat. And that was, of course, against Mexico in 2002. So, obviously, we beat our rival there. But I don't think Canada is going to do anything, especially with Alphonso Davies being out. And then, obviously, Mexico, they're not what they used to be anymore with Chicharito, Ochoa, and I'm blanking on his name, but I could tell the guy with the really floppy hair. He was a good player. He's like number 10 or something. Yeah. Forgot his name. Yeah. U.S., I don't see them getting past the round of 16 either. So, I mean, I will say when a host nation does go far, like JP Dellacamera said, it's better for the tournament, but I don't see either country getting past the round of 16. Fourth question here. I will have 6 because we will throw Fabian's in there because I think it's a good one too. Can we say that a European nation will win this World Cup?
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I mean, like France is the betting favorite, right?
I think so.
I think Spain is right up there. I'm pretty sure Spain's second. I mean, I know you're kind of cross referencing
Yeah,
right now.
it's
Is
France and Spain are tied, and England 3, Brazil 4,
Yeah.
Argentina 5, Portugal 6, and Germany 7.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves, right? As much as there's 70 plus million people that don't want the guy at Madrid, and you might not like some of the antics or the way that he carries himself, or that he's on a boat somewhere when they're in the middle of a season, Kylian Mbappe is the best player in the world. So, like, is there really a debate that that team is built to go win a World Cup this year? Absolutely. I mean, they've become, like, they have been household names, but I think they're the most well-equipped to go win it. Outside of that, Spain is. So, yes, I mean, I think I would be more surprised, Ryan, if a European country did not win the World Cup. I think if you were to ask me the question, can we say that a European country won't, that someone outside of Europe is going to win it? I would be more inclined to be like, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it, because
Maybe I
I
should
don't
do hot takes tomorrow for can we say
Yeah.
that World Cup storylines?
5 piping
Can
hot
we
takes
say
about
that
the
the
World
U.S.
Cup.
men's national team is going to win the World Cup?
Oh,
Oh
let's
my
do
God,
it.
that would do
Let's-
insane on
dude,
social media though.
let's have, like, a
"You
whole-
dumb Americans."
See, this is why I did that. That's why I did that on the show. I was like, yeah, that's why, like, people don't even realize, like, it gets a bit, it can blatantly be rage bait, like the most blatant rage bait, like sarcastic nonsense, and people still buy it and think that I'm telling the truth. I'm like, I'm not, man. I'm joking. We should have a whole week of just propaganda, though. That'd be hilarious.
U.S. is
It's gonna
going to
happen.
win the World Cup. Christian Pulisic is better than Lionel Messi. Sorry. I would say yes, because I think, not to the USA thing. Jesus, that could have been really bad. I just thought of
Ooh.
that. No, I think France or Spain will win the World Cup. I think it's a European nation that does it. I know Argentina did it. And then I think since then, 2002 was the last time. Brazil, I think, was the last time a nation outside of Europe won the World Cup. 06, 10, 14. Yeah. So, yeah. Those two. Brazil in 2002, Argentina in 2022. Yeah, no, I think so. I have Spain winning it. France, obviously, is a big favorite as well. So I do think that. I don't see Brazil, Argentina. Definitely no one from CONCACAF winning it. Fifth one here. Can we say that Brazil will be the biggest disappointment in the World Cup?
Yeah. And it just, right now they look lost. And to be frank with you, for a country that, in terms of just the not only the brilliant talent, but the way that Brazilians play the game, in the individual creativity on the ball, and what has come of that soccer culture in the world's history, and obviously having the most World Cups, there's a history, there's a reputation there. But man, that team is just boring. Like, I don't know if you've watched Brazil play at all in these international friendlies leading up to the World Cup, but there's no juice. Like, yeah, they might be talented. Obviously, it's Brazil. Like, you could roll out anybody you want, and I'm pretty sure that you'll still be Brazil. You're still going to get headlines and still have a chance to win some matches, but it's just not a lot. It's not a lot there. I don't know. Yeah, man, maybe I'm wrong in that assessment. I don't know what you think of this team, but it's just stale. It's just stale toast with Brazil right now.
Will Italy qualify for the next World Cup? Probably not.
Hell
Brazil,
no.
though, I think that they're going to be the biggest disappointment on this team, because I think there's
Yeah.
too many individuals on this team. I think it's a too
Yes.
individualistic, ego-led team from what Brazil used to be. And I look at their group right now. They have Morocco, Dave, Scotland, and Haiti. I could see Morocco 100% winning this group, because Morocco plays as a team, and outside of their whole whining and crying about the AFCON Cup, Jesus. But Brazil, I don't see them making a deep run into this. They've kicked Neymar out of the federation. They've got Vinny Jr. running things. They have players that thought that they could run the PK shootout in a knockout game of Copa America. That didn't go so hot. So I don't think this Brazil team is equipped to do anything at the World Cup. They'll probably make a round of 16. They'll flame out, and everyone will be, or honestly, they could lose in the round of 32 for all I care, for all I know.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the biggest disappointment, and obviously, when they lose, jeez. I mean, you think Canada losing the gold cup or gold medal in the Olympics was bad. Jeez. All right, so this one is for our good friend Fabian. He was saying this not too long ago when we first kind of started this segment going on. Where is it? He is saying he did a parlay on this. He's going to put $1,000 on this for France to win the World Cup. That's not the one that I truly want to get at it, but he thinks Harry Kane is going to win the Golden Boot.
I'll let you take the lead on this one.
I see it. I could definitely see Harry Kane winning the Golden Boot. I look at their group. They got Croatia, Ghana, Panama. I think he could definitely rack up some goals against Ghana and Panama to give themselves a good start. Maybe an Erling Haaland does, but again, at Senegal, Iraq, France, Haaland doesn't really have the supporting cast that a guy like Harry Kane will have. I think Harry Kane is definitely going to win the Golden Boot this year. As much as that pains me to say that, I do think that they will make a little bit of a run in the World Cup. I think they'll at least get to a quarterfinals at a minimum. So that's going to be at least 6 games played. I think he's going to come away with a handful of goals. I could see a hat trick come for him against Panama. So I think Harry Kane will be the Golden Boot winner.
Okay. Yeah, I can absolutely see what you're saying. I agree 100%.
So here's the betting odds for the Golden Boot. It goes Mbappe number 1, Kane number 2, Haaland number 3, Messi number 4, Yamal 5, Vinny Jr. number 6. Oh, we got let's see here. A couple comments coming in. Fabian says 2 hat tricks. They are playing against 2 crappy teams. We just highlighted that. Thank you for the can we say that, Fabian? If anyone else got a can we say that, hop in there. Let's see. Thomas Mullen. Vicario was foul against Everton, and the goal was given. Argentina, Brazil will win the World Cup. England might win the Euro Song Contest. Seeing Ireland and Spanish are not in it. I don't think Argentina or Brazil is going to win the World Cup, if I'm being completely honest with you, Thomas. That's just what I'm saying. He also mentioned, Fabian says he'll score at least 8 goals. Okay. I don't know what his line is for it all. Thomas also mentioned Spurs fan, Harry Kane in England won't win anything. I never said Harry Kane was going to win the World Cup. I never said England was going to win the World Cup, Thomas. But I think if you're looking at the group, like it is right here, he's got 2 easy games. I don't know when they play. If it's at the beginning, it's Ghana, Panama, Croatia. Will probably give them some fits, but it's not the Croatia of old. But Panama, Ghana, he's going to stack up goals. And England will most likely be a 1 seed coming out of this group, which means they'll get a favorable 3rd-place team in the round of 32 where he can at least probably score a goal. Again, and if there's PKs, who's taking the PKs? Harry Kane. That's another thing you got to think about when it comes to Golden Boots. Who is going to be the one that is taking the PKs? Harry Kane definitely does that. They are. Only France can stop Argentina and Brazil. What about Spain? What about Portugal? Portugal's not a slouch either. So, Thomas, I think it's a little bit bold to say Argentina and Brazil will win the World Cup. I think it's a little bit bold, my friend.
That's what this show's for, though. Gotta say it. Let's take a break. When we come back, you got to handle this VAR situation, man. I mean, we talked about it yesterday, but you got
complaining about this VAR call. You would have thought like the world was gonna end or something. Like the amount of Twitter. That all these Twitter arguments I've been seeing about this whole VAR call, and the only people that seem to be arguing are Tottenham, Chelsea, Man City, and Man United fans. Liverpool too, because there's a guy that I always watch who just hates Arsenal. He said he's already putting in asterisk because we needed VAR to win us titles. So are we going to put all the asterisks on Man City's titles? I mean, they have 119 charge. Okay. Thomas is going to put some money down. He says, I'll put England always get pub teams till Spanish and German get them. I'll put my money down. I'm not saying England's going to win the World Cup. I just think it'll be Spain that wins it. I think Spain or France are going to win the World Cup. I don't think Brazil or Argentina. I don't know what bet you're talking about here, but maybe we could work something out. But tell us about Barca camps before I really go down a rabbit hole with these commentators.
Let's talk about all that coming up next here on Inside the Game. Barca Academy is a proud sponsor of the National Soccer Network and the official academy of FC Barcelona in the United States. Designed for boys and girls ages 6 to 18, Barca Academy camps follow and replicate the FC Barcelona game model, the same philosophy used by Barca's professional coaching staff. Right now, you can save $30 on registration by using promo code FCB30. Again, that's FCB30, or scan the QR code on your screen. Find a camp near you at fcbarcelona.us/camps.
In Barca camp, I see my son grown on and off of the field. Don't miss the time to register.
Sign up now for Barca Camp.
Inside the Game continues along, episode 286 here on the National Soccer Network. Nate Wangler, Ryan Glinsky, as always. And again, a thank you to everybody joining us here on the social media side, dropping comments. Give us a follow, National Soccer Network, as well as Sports Nation, that is sports with a Z. We talked about VAR yesterday. We talked about the decision in the Arsenal game, the call that really could have cost the multi-million-dollar call in that match. But we got some more VAR controversy. And, yeah, you're right. You would have thought the world ended. Ryan, you said you got to handle the situation. So go ahead, my friend.
Which, by the way, Kevin Arnold in the chat here this morning says, morning, boys. I asked him, we'll get to the Pistons Cavs here probably after this. Which, by the way, Thomas, what's the bet, man? You just haven't said anything. You just saying 6 years watching football tells me Argentina. I don't know what this bet is. I don't know. I'm interested in this bet, but I mean, I'm just saying, I just don't think it. Let's see. Benito Sotelo 444. First time I've seen you in here. Appreciate you hopping in. He said the world did end. He said it did end. Guys, I have never seen a group of people, whether that is a Man City, Tottenham, United, Liverpool. I mean, any fan. I mean, West Ham. West Ham is the people that has the most reason to be upset. Yet everyone else is more upset. Let's see. Oh, he says bet. I'm betting. I don't want to bet Argentina because I don't think they're gonna win.
We can't bet, guys. That's illegal. We can't bet.
Anyway, we're gonna start this thing off because if these pundits think that it's not a foul, then it's not a foul. We're going to play these two sound bites real quick, and then I have photo evidence of what's a foul and what's not. Here we go.
It's a foul.
Yeah.
Just two fouls. He's got his hand on top of him there. You can't move. And the one where he pulls him.
And he's got his arm across him, and I'm sure he's grabbing his arm as well, pulling his arm
There's
down.
someone behind pulling his arm.
But he's got his arm and he's holding his arm. There's no two ways about it. It is a foul.
Out yesterday in VAR because was fouled 200%, no 100%, 200%.
So why did I pick those two? One is a Tottenham manager, and the last one you just saw, De Zerbi, which, again, they could have won yesterday, but they're still in a relegation battle, which is so awesome to me. And I chose Paul Scholes because Paul Scholes hates Arsenal, never gives them any love, yet he's giving them love and saying it's not a foul. And by the way, De Zerbi said 200% that's a foul. Not 100, not 150, 200% a foul. Okay, here's our first video evidence of why this is not a foul, because everyone wants to talk about, well, Arsenal does this. This should be a foul. One, Saliba does not actually pull the Manchester United goalie's arm. He just kind of like is adjusting for position, does not pull down his arm. 2, Gabriel against Aston Villa, which, by the way, Emi Martinez, you've got to do better in this situation, my friend. You literally dropped the ball. Like, it was literally in your hands and you dropped it. The elbow does not affect you at all because the foul is, what everyone is complaining about, is when you pull the arm like this one with Ben White back in 2023. The reason why this was overturned is because you can see Ben White, the only red shirt you see in this picture, actually pull the arm of the Leicester goalkeeper. Now, if we go back to the David Raya situation, he gets his arm pulled. Guys, that is what a foul is. When you pull the arm of somebody, that is considered a foul. Not touching it or barely just adjusting position, that is not a foul. But once you pull somebody, that is a foul. And if you don't like what the call is, you're a West Ham fan who just doesn't want to get relegated, which I can respect. I can respect that. 2, you hate Arsenal more than you actually like your club, a.k.a. Chelsea, Tottenham, Man City, Man United, and Liverpool fans. Or 3, you just really don't want to see Arsenal win the Premier League and you want to just put an asterisk and see any way to knock what they are doing. That is the only reasons. A couple comments coming in. Thomas, do away with VAR, ruining the game. We can bet the Irish Vicario was fouled the same way a goal was given. It's corrupt. Look, people hate VAR. People hate reviews. But if that is your team, in the Arsenal situation, and that goal is given, you would be livid. You would be absolutely livid. And the call was right. Everyone says it's right. It literally says in the law, you can't pull the goalie. Not in hockey terms, but you actually can't pull the goalie. The law literally says that. It literally says that.
Yeah.
But everyone just wants to lump in, like our good friend Micah Richards says. And by the way, the goalkeepers I showed you here, that was like what they flopped so hard. Oh, by the way, I didn't even get into this part too. When Aaron Ramsdale were in those exact same situations, and that was not called, everyone told Arsenal fans, oh, that's not a foul. That's not a foul at all. But all of a sudden, Arsenal does this. And it's like, when Arsenal starts doing it, it's all of a sudden illegal. It can't do that. Which, by the way, Thomas, he keeps calling me kiddo. He just keeps calling me kiddo. Well, the Everton players pulled Vicario, so what's that, kiddo? I don't know, man. That's usually what the call is. And there's another thing I got to put out there. Arsenal are like the Lions when it comes to reviews and VAR decisions. I've never seen so many questionable decisions not actually called. I have never seen so many blatant handballs. Nope, not a penalty. I've never seen some player get whacked like Declan Rice does, and he gets a second yellow card and gets a red card. I have never seen a Wolves player choke out Kai Havertz, and yet there is no caution there whatsoever. I have never seen Mateo Kovacic go studs up 2 times in 5 minutes through the backs of players, and yet he only got 1 yellow card. I have never seen any of that happen before. Never once have I ever seen that happen before. I have seen some of the most questionable calls ever called in my life with the Arsenal players. They also used to call Arsenal soft back in the day. And rightfully so. I would agree that Arsenal was very soft in the Wenger years and the early parts of Arteta years. But then all of a sudden, Arsenal got tough. They got gritty. They got really tall. They got really physical. Now, all of a sudden, that's a massive issue. All of a sudden, that's a big issue. I don't understand how it's all of a sudden an issue when we start defending ourselves a little bit. We get physical. We get mean a little bit. I don't understand it. Which, Thomas, horrible voice crack right there, by the way. Thomas, apparently you're an Arsenal fan. So hopefully you're defending what happened there. But I'm just saying, I could agree VAR is a little bit corrupt. I can agree with it sometimes. But I'm just saying, guys, it is a foul. Live with it. We don't have to sign petitions like Real Madrid fans do with Mbappe. We don't have to do it. I'm tired of defending this call because some of you people are just stupid on the internet. Very stupid. even in the comment sections. Just admit that you are a hater and you hate your club. You hate Arsenal more than you actually like your club, which is one of the weirdest, things I could ever see from someone, that you hate a team more than you actually love your team. Weird behavior. And you would rather see a team that cheats, and bought their way to everything, which everyone hates about the game, want to win the league. I'm just saying, very weird behavior. Kevin says, people just don't like when they can't call soft teams soft anymore. I would agree with that, Kevin. I would agree with that. That's why I'm disliking James Harden right now, because I can't call him soft. He's actually playing relatively decent right now.
Yeah,
I digress. That's
no,
I
think VAR is necessary. I think it's important. I think it's all those things. But it really does reek of be careful what you ask for. Whether that be in life, whether that be as a sports fan, be careful what you ask for, because you're going to get it. And VAR is designed in order to provide us an opportunity to use the technology available to us to go back and make sure that these calls are right, that they are what they need to be. Everybody's confirming this, right? Because it's not your team, therefore it's not the right call, therefore we need to do away with it. It's the same thing you see all over the place. You could say the same thing about ABS or whatever automatic changes that we've used in terms of the technology that we're using. Now, in terms of the hatred for Arsenal, there's a unified effort to hate on that team. People just don't like them. I don't know what it is about Arsenal. There's no middle ground when it comes to that team. You either love them or you hate them. And yeah, VAR is, listen, man, it's designed to provide us an opportunity to look deeper at these things and be able to get the right answers. And when you see managers from other clubs confirming that too, like, that is all the evidence that you need to say that, yes, they made the right call. But all I'm saying, man, is just say, be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for. You want VAR, you want technology, you want them to go take a deeper look, you want all these things. If it doesn't work against you, let's be honest with it. You want it to go away because you want your club to get away with things. You know what I mean? You want to be able to capitalize on not having that technology, but then when it works against you, this is the whole thing. If anything, can I say this part? Is the technology becoming too good to where we see every single little thing that goes wrong in every single game? I'm being serious. What is it? It's like the NBA, the soccer. It doesn't matter. Like, every little thing that could potentially go wrong, we have photo or video evidence of it. And it's not terrible refereeing. It's just the fact that these referees can only, with their two eyeballs in their head, look at so many places and so many things and catch so much stuff in real time that's why it's important. But it's not like it's not necessarily all on VAR or all on the referees. It's just a lot of stuff going on. And we have 70 million cameras everywhere that we are. So we're just catching every little thing there is. But this is why, and it's why I love when athletes are like, no, that one moment is not the reason why we lost today. That one isolated moment is not the reason why we dropped this game. The multi-million-dollar decision, I realize it's important. There's a lot of other things that lead up to that. We just see everything in front of us now. So it's hard for us to, we think it's VAR's problem. No, it's not VAR's problem. You guys want it to be perfect. And so they're trying to make it perfect. But again, in the midst of doing that, also becomes a little bit more confusing at the same exact time.
A couple comments coming in. Thomas says the Australian Spurs manager was right that he said that this has gone too far. I could kind of see it, but I think you had a really good point there, Nate, about the technology being too good. I mean, everything's in 4K. Maybe it's in 5K now. I don't know what generations we all are on and all this stuff.
Right.
But it's insane, which, by the way, I know Kevin's still in here because I asked him. He was talking about the soft thing. I commented. I go, what was it like? How did you react when Ohio State was being called soft in football and all that stuff? He actually said, I was one of the people calling OSU soft. I expect more of my squads. So if we're going based on review, two things, Kevin. JT was short, and Jeremiah Smith did not catch that touchdown at the Big House this year. I digress. Damn it. Anyway, I do feel like, sure, maybe technology's going a little bit far, but I feel like if we have it, we have to get the calls right. We have to, if the technology is there and we can see clear and obvious things to overturn, we overturn it. And what did I say about that call? That call is worth $150 million because that call is potentially, which by the way, it's very weird that Tottenham fans are really upset about that call because if that call doesn't happen, you guys are in a worse spot in terms of getting relegated. I digress.
Peppa Pig.
Kevin's telling me to cry more. Kevin, cry more about the signs. Cry more about the stealing signs.
Hey, at least you got the Cavs in 2016, and your baseball team blew a 3-1 lead, so
hey,
go Cubs go.
You got a Natty in 15, and then you got an NBA championship in 16. So
you know what's nuts? Cleveland almost had 2 major trophies in 2016. They were 1 game away from a World Series, and obviously they won an NBA championship. That's crazy. I didn't even
Detroit
put
can't
that together.
Sniff that. Detroit cannot sniff that
hell no.
at all.
Hell no.
But
no.
The ironic statement is the ironic statement about all of this or about this whole VAR review thing is the moment we take it away is they'll be like, every fan will be like, well, if we had VAR, that would have been called correctly. That would have been called correctly if it was VAR. Guys, we are so far down the path where we have to use review. And I don't know how many times I have heard, like in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, well, if we had review, that would have been overturned. That wouldn't have been a catch. That was clearly out of bounds on him, but they get the ball back. Like, guys, we can't have it both ways. We either have the review and you can't complain about it, or we don't have the review and you can't complain about it either way. But knowing this world, everyone's going to complain about it because, like, it's the easiest thing to do is complain.
Yeah.
So we are so far gone from all of that. Let's see here. A couple comments. Thomas says, well, Madison should have got a pen last night. Cheating going on. Again, I didn't watch the Tottenham Leeds game. I had other things going on that I didn't get a chance to watch. I'll definitely look at it during the commercial break. Kevin, I never said anything about the signs. I talked to your fan base. Talk to your fan base. They really like and we got to talk to the Michigan State people. The Michigan State, the Ohio State people on like a wild goose chase on this whole thing. It's like, guys, we all knew what was going to happen. Astros. They're just going to pay everything off and everything is going to be fine.
They should start banging trash cans in the Premier League. That maybe then they'll start winning,
Oh yeah, maybe bang on trash cans like the Houston.
I guarantee you, he has no idea what I'm talking about, but that's okay. No, I'm just saying that's one way of doing it.
Rajay Davis is getting a bobblehead this weekend for his home run. Really?
Nice. His game tying home run. I mean, it was a big moment, but But you
didn't win though. Are you even able to do that?
Yeah, you still lost.
Like, did Maglio get a bobblehead for his 2006 ALCS home run? Probably, right?
Probably, yeah. But that sent them to the World Series. So, getting to the World Series it's almost kind of like, in my mind, like going to the Final Four for a college basketball team. Like, obviously, celebrating 1 billion Final Fours without actually winning the damn thing. Like you look at Michigan State, like we've always talked about how many Final Fours they've gone to. It's like, okay. But getting to the World Series is a very hard thing to do. So, plus, that call from Dan Dickerson is still, in my opinion, that's one of my favorite calls ever. So, that moment.
He did.
Yeah.
I have that bobblehead. Why would I?
Really?
I have that one. Why did I question that? I didn't have
there?
That. Huh?
Were you there, or did your dad give it to you or something?
No, I got it. My aunt and uncles used to have season tickets, and they got 5 Maglio Ordonez bobbleheads. So I have that one. I should have known that. It's at the top of it's one of the shelves in my room. Let's see. The 70s and 80s were football dude. Have you ever seen the pitches in the 70s and 80s for soccer, football, whatever you guys want to call it? Dude, it was just straight mud pit. It looked like an NFL game, just straight mud pits everywhere. I'm sure that caused a lot of injuries. Kevin, I don't rep the fan base. I rep Kevin, Jana, and Lincoln, my family. 2 quick comments. I know we got to get to the Man City thing here in terms of the read, and then we'll get into the Cavs, Pistons a little bit more.
Yeah.
We bang lids in Ireland during the games, so he knows about banging trash cans.
Okay, heck yeah, let's go.
Thomas, are you from Ireland then? Are you from Ireland? I take it he's from Ireland.
You have a Scotsman and an Irishman?
This guy right here.
Checking in?
Come on screen. Come on screen. Look
what guy?
Look what our producer wearing for the Oak. Go down a little lower. A little lower. Yes, sir. My guy.
Top of the league, man.
We're doing some
top of the league.
Doing some pandering.
Top of the league.
See? What'd I say? Top of the league.
This may be the year. I'm not hedging my bet, but
Might be
Hey, put your money where your mouth is. Put some money on it.
He's telling you to put money on it now.
Yeah,
but it's
do
Nate
it.
though. It's Nate though. It's
Nate ain't
He's
got no
good.
money. So
anyway.
what did he?
He
say?
said Man City needs some injuries. Anyway, two quick comments. Kevin, fun story. My wife named the rabbit she got in 2017 after Rajay Davis. The rabbit is not as nice as the baseball player. Okay. And Thomas says, Chucky R. Law, Ireland. I don't know what that means, Thomas. I don't know. I'm not familiar with everyone's lingo. Anyway, gosh, this has been a fun show today. This is one of the most fun shows.
I will say, Jose Ramirez is a fun player. I've always loved watching.
I don't
Jose
like him.
Ramirez
I don't
play.
like his face.
No.
No, he's got a very punchable face.
Well, you can't because he'd rather punch Tim Anderson. So that's still one of the greatest. Tom Hamilton's he's the freaking man, dude. I look up to that guy so much in terms of baseball play-by-play. Anyways, but yeah, let's take a break here. Let's tell you a little bit about Man City, and then on the other side, we can maybe get into some all sports content. I know we didn't want to talk about the Pistons. Series leveled at 2. Fun. We talked about it might go the distance. I was really hoping it didn't need to, but we'll see. Man City soccer camps are a proud sponsor of the National Soccer Network, bringing world-class training inspired by Man City's global football philosophy. Players across the United States. Open to boys and girls of all skill levels, these camps focus on technical development, decision-making, and playing the game the City way. Right now, you can save $30 on registration by using promo code MCNSN30 or scan the QR code on your screen. Find a camp near you at usacamps.mancity.com. Inside the Game. You're back inside the game. Episode 286 here on the National Soccer Network. I'm Nate Wengler. That's Ryan Glinsky. Ryan, I know we got a couple of things we wanted to get into. You want to continue the soccer conversation? You want to get into to all sports?
No, let's save the James thing in Hurt Gomez for tomorrow. Yeah, let's get into the Pistons, Cavs, and then the rant about the NFL and their international games. It's so stupid. Oh, by the way, Thomas says, "Enjoy the show, lads. Good crack." He's been laughing.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate everybody that joins us. Again, give us a follow as always on social media. at National Soccer Network or Sports Nation. That's sports with a Z. But yeah, Pistons Cavs now tied at 2. Ended up dropping that game despite Cade Cunningham's triple-double. Donovan Mitchell, man, nuclear in the second half. 39 points in that second half. James Harden started making plays after what was a rough first couple of games in that series. And our prediction on this show, I'm just going to point this out right before we even got to the series, and I know that Kevin Arnold kind of echoed this sentiment, and he's in the chat right now. This is a series that reeks of going 7 games because the Pistons are good enough to stick around, but a lot of times they're just not good enough to close out games. Let me put it this way. Jalen Duren is not worth even close to the amount of money that he's going to be asking.
No shot.
I
T-ball
appreciate
Paul.
the ability. I appreciate the ability to block shots and to rebound. But listen, and I know Kevin Arnold's going to be able to relate to this the same exact experience too. We went through the Andre Drummond experience. Like, we know what it's like to have a back to the basket big who can block shots and rebound and can't do anything else. Doesn't have a jump shot, can't really defend guys who are fleet of foot, isn't really all that mobile, doesn't really provide you a 3-level scoring the way that we see with a lot of these guys who sign these max contracts. And that last game was a perfect example of it. Now, mind you, do we need Jalen Duren to be all that to win games? No, I don't think we necessarily do. I think we're still capable of winning the series without him being this all-world player. But, could you imagine the dynamic of this team if we had maybe instead of Jalen Duren, like a Karl Anthony Towns? I mean, someone who could actually shoot, someone who could actually do all of those things and play who could bring the ball up the court. I mean, all these things that Jalen Duren simply cannot do because he has cement feet. It's hard to watch sometimes. So this is the most uncomfortable thing is he's not worth the money that he's asking for.
Yeah.
And, on the other side of it is, too, it's just sometimes there are nights where, again, and last night was another prime example of it, where just Cade doesn't have any help. I think Ausar Thompson is, again, he does so many things right, but he's going to have off nights, too. I thought last night was an off night for Jalen Duren. It was an off night for Ausar Thompson. And as much as I bash on James Harden is still James Harden. Even at 36 years old, the guy can still ball. And I mean, as much as I hate the way that he plays the game, and I think if there's any player in the NBA who is mostly responsible for ushering in this era of ball that we see right now, okay? And I know you're going to say LeBron, all right? I know that this is how this conversation goes. Well, we'll talk about LeBron coming up here in a sec. I also think it was in large part due to James Harden with the whole kick out, 3-pointer, step back, kick out the legs, take the contact, so that frustrates me, but the guy can still ball. And I think for whatever reason, Cleveland is a house of horrors in this playoffs. Winning at home is such an important thing. Now, they need to get one on the road. I get it. I understand. They need to get one at LCA. The Magic proved that you can do that. But this team, if they can get one in Detroit, the series is going to be over because they have been better than really any other team in this playoffs at home. I don't know what it is about what it is about them playing in Cleveland, but it's been terrible, and we've collapsed at the end of games. So that's my takeaway from yesterday, man. I still think it goes the distance, but it's hard watching Jalen Duren play some days. It really is.
No, I agree with you. I think yesterday, first off, horrible start. The amount of turnovers and Karis LeVert kind of saved us in the first half.
Yeah, exactly.
It really felt like, and I don't understand what the point of when you realize that it was not Ausar Thompson's night last night. I think his plus minus was like minus 27 or something like that. When you realize that Kevin says road games give me trust issues. I guess from a Cavs fan, you guys, it's
road
weird.
games and raisins.
The Cavs
raisins give me trust issues.
The Cavs haven't lost a home game, but they haven't won a road game. So it's weird, man. It's weird. But when I looked at yesterday, the same issues I had in the Magic series kind of popped back up again. And it was the floor spacing looked really bad. You have Duren and Ausar out there. it just looked like there was times where it's like, dude, sorry, if you could only hit a consistent 3-point shot, you're like, this would make everything go so well, especially from a floor spacing aspect. But the turnovers killed us. I thought the Cavs were tougher on the glass. And, I mean, we were winning. We were up by 4 points heading into the break. And I don't know what J.B. Bickerstaff did or what he said or what Kenny Atkinson said, but you cannot come into a half and coming into the start of a half and give up 23-0 run. You just can't do that, especially on the road. I don't know why they didn't do what the Sixers did a little bit with the with Mitchell Robinson. I understand that, you know, the Cavs have better free throw shooters than Mitchell Robinson, but the reason I say that is it kind of slows everything down. And you can call the timeout, you realize the timeout's not working. Just bring in Ron Holland, just hack a Shaq somebody and just calm things down, because now they're just hitting free throws instead of knocking down threes or crazy whatever Donovan Mitchell, James Harden was doing. And I know everyone's probably going to bring up the free throw numbers from that game, but you just foul him. Ron Holland doesn't really matter anyway, but it calms things down. It slows things down. Yes, they're still putting up points, but the clock's not moving. The crowd's not into it as much, and you can calm down a little bit. And I understand Cade was trying to get that whistle during that run, but he just didn't get it. I get that. I get the frustration. And then I don't know if you saw what J.B. Bickerstaff said after the game, what Cade said after the game, but they basically flipped the whole Kenny Atkinson, Donovan Mitchell thing and said, well, why couldn't we get the whistles? Like, I mean, if they said the whistles, and the whistles seemed to change, well, we should get the whistle. So hopefully something changes in Game 6. But it was just a bad watch yesterday. I had a lot of frustration. I'm so glad that I made a Leandro Trossard video instead during that, because I didn't really want to watch yesterday's game because it was a horrible watch. Credit where credit is due, though. James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, the Cavs, they stepped up in a big way. And I will say, I didn't mention this either, I really thought the Cavs defended Cade really well, which is blitz him, make life really difficult. And when you don't have a big like Jalen Duren who can dribble the basketball, it's going to be a house of horrors.
Well, and the thing about playing in a raucous environment like that I don't think people really consider, a lot of times you're going to get more whistles in that building. I know that the referees in the NBA playoffs obviously are the more experienced top-end referees, but in an environment like that, generally speaking, you have to accept that you're probably not going to get the whistles that you want. So slow it down. Slow everything down. Okay, because, again, the turnovers are that's what killed the Cavs in the first 2 games that they lost in Detroit. Turnovers. Early turnover issues. James Harden giving the ball away. Donovan Mitchell giving the ball away. All of them. So that's where you're right. You know, for J.B. Bickerstaff, that's a moment where I'm like, okay, you know, we gotta slow things down. Because this is not, when I look at this Pistons team, this doesn't strike me as a fast-paced, breakneck, up and down kind of team.
No.
Like, they're not built that way. Yeah, I mean, if you can get out on a run, I mean, you got Asar Thompson, he can jam it. Obviously, Cade.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, Duncan Robinson's not fleet of foot. You know,
oh my God, I can't
Jalen
stand
Duren's not fleet
Duncan
of foot.
Robinson defending James Harden, Donovan Mitchell. Oh my God.
God, I love my Heat culture guys. Like watching Max Strus do what he does. I mean, it's
I hate Max Strus.
It's fun to see the branches of that organization, right? The
I hate
Heat
Strus.
way. But why do you hate Strus, man? Is it the haircut?
The haircut. I think
like
he's
the man bun?
I don't know. I don't like the way he just cries all the time. Like no matter what the foul is, I know every NBA player does it, but whenever he fouls somebody, it really like he just crashes out for it, and it's like, dude, come on. And then when he gets like a nice play defensively, he just like also crashes out, tries to get the crowd pumped up. I just don't like him. He also has a punchable face.
He doesn't look like he's 215, man. He that dude's a brick house. My goodness. Anyways, his steal against Cade was big. The one they got recently, which that's still the stupidest giveaway I've ever seen. But anyways, no, it's winning in Cleveland is going to be an extremely difficult thing to do. But let me make this clear, right? The Game 5 in Cleveland will decide where this series goes, in my opinion. Because even if we have to come back, it is going to make all the difference in the world, at least in my mind.
And
it's going to change everything.
Yeah, because if we're able to win, keep home court advantage in our favor, because we got it to a Game 7. We know what James Harden does in Game 7s. We understand that. And obviously, the Pistons have been to a Game 7, and obviously the Cavs have been to a Game 7 as well, but the Cavs have never been on a Game 7 on the road. So I think that's a big factor as well. But another number I wanted to put out there before we eventually move on, how many turnovers do you think the Pistons had last night?
I mean, over 20.
No, just the Pistons starters.
Oh, just the starters?
Yes. They had 18 in total turnovers yesterday.
Wow. I was going to say 15. Wow.
They had 16, just the starters itself. 16.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that ain't good.
Yeah.
That ain't good.
Cade.
Yeah.
Cade.
And if there's go ahead. No, go ahead.
Cade 5, Duren 4, Asar 4, Robinson 2.
Yeah. And that is the backbreaker. It has been the backbreaker in this series.
Yeah. It's
absolutely.
You got to keep the basketball, especially on the road.
Yeah. Ball security is job security. That's that much we do know. Coming up next here on Inside the Game, let's talk a little bit about the Lions. Apparently, they might have to play 3 games in 12 days after playing overseas in Germany. I know we have certain feelings about the overseas games. When does the NFL just move to 82 game format? When do they just become the NBA and we just play football for 4 or 5 months out of the year and then play every single day? Who knows? I think that might be coming up because I'm not sure. I don't know how you play 3 games in 12 days. That's not football in my opinion. But we'll talk about that coming up next here on Inside the Game.
Experience the thrill of the game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind.
Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics,
letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail.
Whether it's a championship win or a legendary play,
NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate.
Call 586-304-4405
and start watching today.
We are back in live Inside the Game, episode 286 here on the National Soccer Network. Just got done talking a little bit about Pistons, Cavs. But Ryan, looking ahead to the upcoming NFL season, I know we're still a ways away, but one of the things that has plagued the Detroit Lions, we could just stretch that out to say really any Detroit sports team, has been injuries, getting banged up, losing guys, especially veteran players. And obviously, we talked about the importance of this offseason and really restructuring things for a team that is aging and does have injury concerns and all of those other things. And the Lions very well could have to play 3 games in 12 days after they play in Germany. Go ahead and set this one up for us. I don't know. That's a tough ask.
Well, first off, NFL international games are one of the stupidest things ever. Just do what soccer does. Play the preseason games overseas. Tell Patrick Mahomes he's got to play 1 drive. That's all he's got to do. Just tell him play 1 drive. Everyone will be happy. It's one of the stupidest things. And again, I don't think that the NFL will put another game for the Lions that next day. I truly don't. Or that next weekend, I should say. I really don't, especially when they have to play in Thanksgiving. But you are sending an NFL franchise to Germany, and then they're going to have to fly all the way back and probably come back. They'll probably have off days until Wednesday, and hopefully they don't have to play that weekend. Again, this is all just assumptions at this point because we only know, obviously, it's the Lions. We know 3 confirmed dates. and that is who they're playing the second game and where they're playing. That's the Bills. We know that. And then we know that they're playing in Germany. We don't know who it is. And obviously it's Thanksgiving. But what's he saying? Oh, lads, just so to let you know, England's best players are Irish. Yes, I do know about that. And Jack Grealish, he's also Irish. Crazy that those players actually played for Ireland. I do know about that, Thomas. I don't know how England keeps getting away with it, but anyway. But when I look at it, I swear to God, they better not do this, because that is everyone complains about these players dropping like flies, these NFL players. Everyone's injured all the time. We got practice squads all over the place. Well, when you put a schedule in place where, you're playing X amount of games in just a short amount of span, that's going to happen. If they were to play 3 games in 12 days, we're going to see a ton of injuries because the body can't handle that amount of contact and play at a peak level. We might drop a game or two because of that. And to think that Thanksgiving game, which is kind of typically against a division rival, how pivotal could that be in the NFC North race? How pivotal could that be? That's massive if we don't have a fully healthy squad. That's really going to annoy me. I really don't think the NFL is that dumb, but I will say another thing. I got this from our good friend Neil Rule yesterday. He mentioned that like right around like right after Thanksgiving, when the college football season kind of ends, or like after whenever conference championship weekend is. He's saying that after that stretch to about like New Year's Day, there's going to be like an NFL game on every single day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Because look at what the schedules have been like. On Christmas, we have like 4 NFL games now all of a sudden. Then there's like a random football game on Black Friday now. And then like weeks leading up to Christmas. And the thing is people will watch. Why? Because it's football. And then you're going to have to download. Then you're going to have to get a subscription to Prime, Netflix, Paramount, something else. Or Peacock probably as well, because NBC. But that's the issue with all of this, is there's just too many games in a short amount of time. And these players, and then don't get me wrong, there's going to be an 18th game in here somewhere. Like, you can't have an odd amount of games for that long. There's going to be an 18th game somewhere. But if we could just cut down on the international games, again, play the preseason games that no one wants to play in. It's weird. Soccer players do it, and the big-time players play for like 10, 15 minutes, and everyone's happy about it. Just let the stars play the opening drive or the second drive or just a random drive in the second half. Let them play all the preseason games overseas. Quit trying to get your money, because without the players, you don't have a product, NFL, and you have to protect them better. And putting all these games in a short amount of time is not doing so. But I don't think the NFL is dumb to put a third game in 12 games for the Lions. At least I hope.
I don't think it's a matter of being dumb. I think it's a matter of what's most important: raising the bottom line, making your money, and TV viewership ratings. People are making more money than Jesus Christ himself with the amount that they're pulling in from football. And the reality is that no one watches the XFL or any of these other leagues. Like, no one, when football season is done, no one cares.
Definitely
like,
not
everybody
watching that
moves
stuff.
on. Right? So they're not pulling in a ton of money from these other leagues that people are just not really all that invested in. You could call it the minor leagues. Maybe you find someone in there that could serve well on an NFL roster, fine. But from a viewership perspective, it's kind of treated like the minor leagues. No one watches that. So they're going to try and maximize everything that the NFL is. And let's be honest with ourselves. The NFL dominates the viewership space in the United States. There is no other sport that even comes remotely
close
to what the NFL does in the U.S. I'm not talking about the world. I'm talking about in the
soccer
United
in the
States.
U.S. comes close. Look how much views they get, man. I'm just kidding.
I know you are.
Can we say that soccer will rival American football in 2 years after the World Cup? In terms of views?
There we go. Yep. Okay, there we go.
My God.
That's
Could
a
you
good.
Imagine if we put that on social media? Oh my God, people would hate us.
That's a good can you say. But anyways, no, so they this is not about are they smart enough. This is about the NFL wanting to maximize their profits. That's the only reason why they would add another game to the season. That's the only, they can claim all they want. They care about player safety, but they don't in the least bit. The whole concussion thing, in my mind, was a farce. Okay, yes, you paid a lot of money in settlements to players that ended up, losing their minds because of concussions and CTE.
Shout out Antonio
and
Brown.
You took shortcuts. Like, yeah, yes,
Seeing
okay,
you,
you
dog.
paid out a lot of money, but to do that and then turn around and add more games and expect them to play in these quick turnarounds, this is not basketball. This is not, baseball. This is football. You know what I mean? You need a week to let your body recoup. And I don't think you should be playing 17 games to begin with, and then a playoffs that's, again, it's practically like another season. So, yeah, I think a lot of this is just virtue signaling from the NFL. I don't think they genuinely care at all about player safety.
So a couple things coming in. Kevin, I'll get to Fabian's after because it's kind of a funny one. Kevin says, this is why I am glad the Browns don't get primetime / high spotlight games until they get good. Who the heck knows when that will happen? The less I have to see, the better. That was the issue. My biggest issue with the Lions last year was the amount of I have to wait for Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. I'm like, can we just play at 1 o'clock? Like, can we go back to being bad a little bit? Like, I just want to see us play at 1 o'clock. The day's over because they were a frustrating watch as well.
I can afford a ticket, other things.
That too. So, for some reason, Fabian thinks you're from Sault Ste. Marie, almost Canada is what he says. He says you watch the CFL. Do you watch the CFL because you're from Sault Ste. Marie?
No, I don't watch the CFL, but I will say my Uncle John, who played football at Michigan, won a Rose Bowl under Bo Schembechler, hurt his ACL his senior year. And so instead of going to the NFL, which obviously he had scouts and people looking at him for the NFL, played in the Canadian Football League for a while. I don't know who he played for or where he played, but I have family ties to the Canadian Football League. But no, I do not watch the CFL. And I'm also not from Sault Ste. Marie. I wish I was. That place is beautiful, man. It's stunning.
No, I would not want to live up there. I don't like doing it that much.
You don't like nature. You don't like the woods.
No, you guys.
You scared of the woods?
It's. I will say traffic over here sucks, but like outside, which by the way, it doesn't really affect me anymore because I just got to go a mile that way. So north, and then I'm on like a 1-lane road where no one's on. Yeah, sorry, no, I had to point around. He also thinks Fabian really thinks you're Canadian. Like he really thinks.
Do I sound like Canadian?
Poutine. You know what poutine is?
Yeah, I know what poutine is.
You like poutine?
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right.
Do you like
Canadian
it better than
bacon
White
sucks.
Castle?
I've had White Castle once, so I don't know. I would say White Castle's probably better.
Okay.
So I like
you're not
White Castle.
fully Canadian. Which I don't know why he would think you're Canadian. You just in
hold
January
on.
you absolutely crapped on them. Or February.
Hold on. I'll give you one. Tim Hortons, best coffee place there is. Best chain coffee place there is. Nobody beats Tim Hortons. Okay, Dunkin's getting up there because we got more Dunkins in Michigan now. The world runs on Dunkin'. I get it, but nothing beats Timmy. Nothing beats Timmy Hose.
I can't disagree with that. I mean,
best.
I don't really have a say in that because I don't drink coffee. I also don't go to Tim Hortons because the donut shop by my house ruined donuts for me, so I can't eat donuts anywhere because they're
Come
just not
on,
as
man.
good.
Better donuts out there.
Kevin goes, I forgot Fabian used to work out there in Sault Ste. Marie. I forgot. Fabian's like a government agent. I forgot about that.
I gotta wait. So that makes it more concerning. What you think he's like on to me now. He's like digging into my past. I'm not Canadian, man. I don't know what you want from me. I'm from Michigan, and we're not too far. But,
Kevin goes, 1 p.m. games are beautiful. Start at 1, feel the pain at 4, get over it at 6. Enjoy my Sunday night. Hey, Kevin, if you stay for question of the day, which will be a little bit sooner than normal, you're really going to agree with us because based off some more scheduling news yesterday, I'm pissed off at another certain network regarding football in this country. But no, that's what I'm talking about. I liked when we sucked because it was like 1 p.m. games.
Yeah.
Hey, it's done. I don't care. Like, oh, man, we lost, man. Like, it's whatever. But with the Sunday night games, when we lose to the Eagles and the Chiefs, I got to go to bed mad because we just lost a game where if it was at 1 o'clock, I'm okay because I had the day to reflect about how bad my NFL football team is. Like,
Yep. No, I hear you, man. I hear you.
But, like,
Absolutely.
again-
Like when they suck, it's predictable. You know what you're getting into every Sunday.
But
You understand it.
back to the scheduling thing real quick.
Yeah.
The biggest issue on this team the last couple of years is the injuries. And I think that has got to do a little bit with Dan Campbell, with how much they practice, how hard they practice. Shouldn't say how much they practice, how hard they practice. They put on the pads a little bit sooner than I think people would like. But Dan Campbell's like, I'm just preparing you for late in the season. I get that, Dan. But sometimes just be a little bit have a little bit of caution. Be a little bit precautious on all this.
I tend to think
these aren't animals. Last year, Amon-Ra St. Brown was walking around in the middle of the season with a brace on his wrist because he did something with his wrist. I did see that in person, so I can confirm that. And then everyone's confused why he's dropping passes. Maybe it's because his right wrist has a brace on it in the middle of the year.
Yeah. I tend to think that that's kind of a moot point. I mean, I understand it, but like football is a violent sport. It is an extremely, extremely violent sport. Like, regardless of what you do in practice, whatever happens in the game happens in the game. But at least we don't treat them like animals when they get hurt, you know. So
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
that's good. You know?
Unless you're Brian Kelly, that's different.
Race. Yeah.
Fabian, tell Nate I can't wait for LeBron to retire and try to be a sports commentator so he can have some relevance.
Yeah, well, he's gonna be in the broadcast booth when he retires.
Oh
It's
my
the
God,
same
I don't
thing
want to
with-
hear that. He's gonna suck.
Same thing with Brady. Like
Brady
the
also
minute
sucks.
Brady retired, it was like, I think Brady's gotten better.
He
I
talks
think
too much.
Brady struggled at first because he was too inside football. And the thing is about broadcasting is like, not that you have to dumb it down, you just have to talk to normal people. You know, like I don't care what Spider 2Y banana looks like. I could care less. Just tell me what happened and what the guy did and didn't do and what he should have done. So I think for Brady, it was just a matter of like getting away from the film brain that he has. Mr. like just casually watches film. Like he's like, you know, us playing video games at the end of the night. He's just sitting there studying. Like he's got to get away from that. And I think he has. Tony Romo bothers me a little bit, only because like he would predict plays before they even happened. But I also think Tony Romo's got a lot better.
Kevin, I don't think LeBron will broadcast.
Really? Well, I know he's got his own podcast.
Great.
You know, I know he's got his own shows. By the way, that prank show that he's doing with what's his face? AD. That's funny. I do like that. They got Draymond Green pretty good. I gotta admit that was pretty funny. But no, I mean, Kevin, you know they're gonna try at least, right? Like you know these networks are gonna be begging for him to be on like Inside the NBA and all these other things.
LeBron will own a team and not follow Brady's shady model. Is it just because he went to Michigan, Kevin? Is that the reason?
Does Kevin? Well, I would guess he probably doesn't like Brady, does he?
No, and the fact that he went to Michigan probably doesn't help either.
Yeah. Listen, I just think the star player to broadcaster pipeline is always a strong one. A lot of those like analyst positions are always reserved for those players. Like you're not just going to throw anybody in there. So I don't know. Maybe you're right, but I mean, you're telling me he wouldn't be at least better than Draymond Green on like inside
Draymond sucks.
Like
Draymond's
with that
awful.
panel of like Kenny and you know Chuck and all those guys. You don't think LeBron would be a better fit than
I don't know how
Draymond takes everything personal Green?
I don't know how it's true. I don't know how LeBron would fit in with them because I feel like you just can't touch inside the NBA though. I feel like you can't.
You can't.
You can't mess with it because if you were to take each Shaq, Kenny, and Charles Barkley on their own, I think they all suck. But it works together when they're together. Like
no,
you
I
can't,
agree.
Because I ain't gonna listen to anything Shaq says or Charles says or maybe Shaq, not Kenny. Ernie's fine because he's a professional. He's on his own anyway, so it's not like it matters. But I think if you were to take all three, if you were to put them like in individual aspects, I wouldn't do any of that. But
gotta
anyway,
say that LeBron though later in his career has been able to kind of pull back, and I feel like he can laugh at himself. He has a good sense of humor. I think he has all those qualities of what a good TV personality would be. I don't know. I think it would be a natural transition for him. But
Anyway,
anyways,
let's get into question of the day. Running a little bit late on time. Salta Athletic, official sponsor of us here at the National Soccer Network. Use promo code NSN15. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit saltathletic.com today. Hey, Kevin, this is what I was telling you to wait for. Can we boo Big Noon kickoff again? How are you telling me? How can you tell me that Oklahoma, Michigan is a noon game, yet we go back to last year, we rewind a second, and because the SEC is on ESPN, Oklahoma gets a night game against the Wolverines. I'm not saying it being a night game is going to be
biggest game of the day, and I know we got to wrap this up here shortly, so I'll make this quick, but I think it's odd when the biggest game of the day is at noon. Like, just on its face,
It's
I just
weird,
think
man.
It's weird. It's weird. I know what they're trying to do, though, right? They're trying to separate that game from all the rest of them, right? So it kind of stands alone. It kicks the day off, which, I mean, I guess it is cool. Like, you kick the day off with the biggest game, but I don't like that. Like, I
No.
want, like, yeah, you know, like if I'm watching like a prize fight, you know, I want like all of my, you know, first couple of matchups, you know, whatever, who cares, whatever, and then you get to prime time and you have your big matchup, you know, your Michigans, your Ohio States, whoever it is. Like, that is how it should be. That's how it was, I felt like, for a while, but now obviously everything's at noon. No, I think it's corny. I've never liked it. I've never really thought that it captures the attention, to be honest with you.
And I will also add this before we go. From a student aspect, you can drink all day rather than wake up at 7:30 in the morning, get up, get ready with your friends, which also is such an amazing experience, man. That is the one thing I miss about school, is getting up early with the boys on a fall crisp morning, cracking open up a bev and getting things rolling. But no, boo Big Noon. We need these elite college football games at least 3:30, because I think 3:30 is the most perfect time for a college football game. 3:30 or 7:30. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. That'll wrap up episode 286 here on Inside the Game. Obviously, we appreciate all you guys, as always. Again, National Soccer Network, Sports Nation, whether it be Kevin, Dave, Fabian, whoever else was jumping into the chat, including our Irishman, our new listener. Appreciate
Thomas.
everybody
Shout out.
who has been in here. Thomas,
Also a gunner.
Appreciate you. Yeah. All right. We got a show full of gunners. I'm guessing we're gonna get more of them as we go. But that'll wrap up 286. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. here on Inside the Game.